It is May 2nd at the compound, and we're here in the Warre area of the yard. And I don't think I've filmed these guys before for your benefit. You can see that multicolored hive in the center is our old Warre that wintered here last year. And it is quite busy. And then we have our cedar hive and our purple hive. And all three of the hives have extra boxes on them right now because they're being fed, though they're not taking much feed. I know that's a controversial practice, but the purple hive and the cedar hive are occupied by new packages of bees, another controversial practice. So what I did was I got a 4-pound package of carnioles, carny bees with the queen and then a spare queen, and I split that 4 pounds, theoretically 2 pounds into the cedar hive, 2 pounds into the purple hive, and then the queen that had been with the package went in the purple hive, and the new queen, the spare queen, went in the cedar hive. And the purple hive, immediately after they were hive, began lining up at the front and pumping their little Nasinoff, is that how you pronounce it? Nasinoff glands. Just a bunch of them for a couple of days, standing at the entrance, pumping and pumping and pumping those glands, fanning those glands, and I think causing some bees from this hive to defect over to this hive. So I'm treating this hive like a teeny tiny swarm, the ones that remain loyal to the new queen and the ones that rejoin the queen that they spent about 15 to 12 hours in the package. We get our packages through the bee club and we get them real fast. They don't spend a lot of time in that package before they get to us. So anyway, I think they might have gotten a little used to the queen. And then I don't know what I'm seeing over here. This is just a spare nuke box, and there is a lot of activity at that nuke box. I don't think there's enough resources. There might be an old comb in there, but nothing that they would rob out with that much eagerness. So I'm wondering, somebody trying to move in there? Is that going to be their new home? I don't know. That's kind of what I was hoping, that if people swarmed, they'd go in that one, even though it violates every bait hive rule known to man in terms of its proximity to the home apiary, its small size, and it being practically on the dirt ground. Unlike my other bait hive, which is the proper volume, the proper entrance size, the proper height off the ground, yada yada yada. They're like, nope, that's stupid. I don't want it. Anyway. So you can see the bees are very active, and why I made this video, not just to introduce the new Warre bees, God, this is going to be a long video, but I wanted to talk about bee garbage. So these cedar bees, because I had kind of a feeling they would be the smaller population, I gave them some old comb that I had tied with twine to the top bars, and they have spent a lot of time, I don't know if you can see it on this video, chewing up that old twine and booting it out of the front. So if you can see in their little entrance hole, there's a big old pile of floof. Don't sting me, ladies, I'm just trying to make a virus video. There's a big old pile of floof in the entrance hole, and that is twine floof. So maybe I'll scoop it out of there. I don't know, maybe they enjoy it. And that's neat. But anyway, when I was taking the kind of queen cage that this queen came with, it's got a little cork in the end. You got to pop the cork out and replace it with a marshmallow, and then they eat through the marshmallow, and in theory by the time they've eaten through the marshmallow and release the queen, they don't hate her, so they won't kill her. So while I was fumbling with the cork and trying not to release the queen and all that good stuff, the cork of course fell somewhere in the bottom of the hive, and I didn't care to retrieve it. But the bees were like, we don't want this cork in our hive. And I don't know if you could see it, but it's to the top of that brick. So it's sitting on 2 cinder blocks, and then there's a paver underneath. And in the left top corner, there's a cork. They dragged it all the way out of the hive, threw it off. So garbage in, garbage out. I'm really curious if somebody's moving into that nuke, because that would be nice. Then I could rehive them in a compound hive or something. I don't even think that has a full complement of frames in it. Anyway, so those are the new Warre bees. They've been bringing in pollen. They've been here since April 20th, so it'll be 2 weeks and 2 days. And the queens have been released. I checked all that good stuff. So look at those Warre bees, though. They cannot get enough of life. I'm thinking they're going to swarm soon. Anyway, let's go check out the compound hive bees.